Howdy gang, Tiger is back. We are, guess where? We are in Tempe, Arizona, and we are visiting a brand new antique mall. It is on 1401 South McClintock in Tempe. It's just south of Tempe Marketplace. It's a totally cool mall. And guess what? Yours truly has a booth in there. So let's go ahead, go inside, and see what it looks like. So there's the front door. And there's a Tiger selfie. Tiger's favorite selfies. So we're just gonna go ahead and take a quick look. We did have a grand opening just this past Saturday, a few days ago. And it was hopping. It was crazy. And I sold a lot that day. So even I sold a lot this day. Stuff that I haven't sold in 2 or 3 months in the other antique mall flew off the shelf. So I just stocked up. Look at all this totally cool furniture. I love this stuff. Wish I could afford it and wish I had room for it in my house. Of course I couldn't make room for it in my house, but I'm not going to deal with that right now since I'm constantly moving. So, guess what? This is Tiger's booth. Lots of art. I tried to hang some of that today, but I'm too short. I was not able to get up there, and because of this shelf in front, I can't reach up there. So I just stick it down. They said they may help me and hang it for me. Of course, I'm out of hooks too, so let's see what we have here. Look at all this cool stuff. I have so much cool stuff. Yeah. If I may say so myself. But you know what? We always say that, if I may say so myself. I mean, it is. Because who wants to buy something from someone who buys ugly stuff? Actually, maybe I should try that. That would be a business idea. Super ugly stuff by Tiger. Yeah. And here is booth from my friend Linda. She has some real nice stuff. In fact, some of the stuff she has in her booth is stuff that I have at my house. Some of these dishes and that purple Moroccan cake plate back there. Yeah, I was thinking about selling my Moroccan purple glass dishes. I don't know if I'm going to. I probably put them out here, but we'll see. So far I've learned that whatever I don't want to sell is stuff that sells first. And this is a booth that Katie would enjoy, vintage and vinyl. Look at that. I love that RCA Victor Records sign. I can read the price from down here, but it looks like 3,000 or something like that. It's a pretty big price, but it's worth it too. Look at all these oil cans. I have a couple of little oil cans just because I think they're so cool, but I don't have a whole collection. See, that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to change my collections around a little bit and get rid of some of my old collections and start new collections, especially those that are smaller, these Funko Pop things, whatever they are, these pop things. I know they're vintage, but I don't really like them. They are not my favorites, but then I don't have to. I just don't like seeing them at these malls and troves like that. In fact, the person who took over my bookcase at the other mall filled it up with these things to the max. And there's more mystery bags. Oh, my mystery bags flew off the shelf. I sold them like, I gotta make some fresh ones now. I ran out. I don't have a whole lot though, but they didn't sell before either. So, but look at that. There's more cool art, and look at those lamps. That's a real nice booth. Now I do envy those people who are walking encyclopedias, like our friend George, and can tell you the history of each and every item just by swinging the camera by for 2 seconds. I could pull out my whatchamacallit, my smart books and everything and my smartphone and still not figure out what is. That's just the way I am. This looks familiar. I have a similar. Actually, I have the one I have looks similar. No, mine has flowers. This one doesn't. But I have something that looks similar. I think I have a little thing with a lid that looks kind of like this. They had a real cute little Garfield teapot here that I had my eye on Saturday, but luckily it found a new home elsewhere because I really loved it. But we all know I do not need any more Garfield stuff in my house. Well, yeah, I do. You can never have enough Garfield. But I don't not need any more small teapots in my house. Right now my whole Garfield collection is in storage anyways. So I should probably consider. Look at that, Bob's big boy. Making me hungry. And I already had lunch. It's already past my bedtime. Well, not my bedtime, but my coffee time. It's after 3. I usually have my afternoon coffee at 3. Maybe I'll do myself a special and swing by Starbucks on the way home, because I haven't done that in so long. There's one right by my house. But then by the time I get to by my house, I remember that I have a totally cool coffee maker and I have that totally cool mocha pot, which I usually use in the afternoons. Makes the best coffee, better than Starbucks. But of course I have to make it. I can't just drive through and pick it up. Look at that tiger. I have a Barnum and Bailey tiger somewhere in my tiger collection, which I could consider bringing to the mall as well, but not quite yet. Look, Carmen, zebra. Yeah, $65, but that's a beautiful zebra. It does look vintage. 77, yeah, I could say so. That's a nice piece. I know I'm gonna be looking for more art in Germany, but I'm gonna get all that home. I do not need any more art. I need to start selling some first. I'm just randomly zooming by more Funko Pop or pop things. Jägermeister. There we go. Now this is cool. Fosterers. I've heard that Fosterers is not really Australia's beer. I mean, it's made for export only, just like St. Pauli Girl. Nobody drinks that in Germany. Nobody knows that in Germany. It's only made for export. So, and I was in Australia, but I don't remember what beer they had. I don't think I actually drank beer while I was there. I was driving most of the time, since I was RVing through the country, cross country. Look at all that cool stuff. There was so much cool stuff here. Sorry, it's now gone, but there's so much new cool stuff here now. And yeah, the music isn't too bad. I hope it doesn't come. I hope it doesn't come on. You know what I mean. And this is where I should be talking more and more and louder instead of shutting up to think. Look at the kitty, kitty, kitty. They had a real cool picture of 2 kitties. They had it titled Cat and Dog, because one of the cats they decided was a dog, which wasn't. It was actually a Burmese cat. And you could tell if you got close enough and looked at it. But, you know, it doesn't matter what they have on their tag as long as it finds a good home. And I'm sure it found a good home with someone who knew what they were. Look at that. Nice military stuff. If you can call military nice. See, that's so weird. I've always liked to collect like uniforms. I always thought they were so cool. But then I do not look beyond the looks of them. And of course, back in the 70s, we were wearing those green uniform jackets, those parkas, because that's what everybody wore. It was a cool thing to do. And Romanian helmet, nice. And we didn't think nothing about it. Nowadays, yeah, we are thinking about it. There's so many real wars out there and people losing their lives for no reason. that I'm kind of cutting back on glorifying uniforms. Nope, not anymore. The tiger grew up, so there. In fact, I did get rid of a bunch of my uniforms on Marketplace. And the guy who bought them, he was actually from Ukraine. And that was a few years ago, shortly after the war started. And he was from Ukraine, and he actually purposely bought those for, hi, tiger selfie. Whoops, my phone. I'm looking around, forgetting that I should. And he bought those and sent them to Ukraine, to his friends and family, who were all fighting at war. Of course, they didn't have anything they needed. They needed it. I love that bag. I fell in love with that already on Saturday, but I do not need any more bags in my life, sadly. I have no excuse whatsoever to pick up any more bags, any more backpacks, any more luggage, even though one of my, oh wow, the carnival glass, that is beautiful. $35 is a decent price for it, but of course not a reseller price. I mean, not a wholesale price. So if I was going to buy for resale, that would not work, and I do not buy for myself. Now here is the uranium glass department. That looks really nice. I love how they do that nowadays with these cabinets and lights. That is really cool. I had a friend who had one of those at another mall. That looked so good, and look at all this glass. They have such beautiful, and I gotta be a little louder again. Yes, music, music, music. We don't want to hear music. We don't want to hear Tiger either. Just blabbering on and on without an aim and without script. All unscripted. Look, the Jetsons. Suitcases. I need more suitcases. I have suitcases I want to make cat bears out of. Have I made cat bears yet? Nope. There's some jewelry. And there's cool stuff. Look at the ships down there. Now that's me. I don't want those ships. No, I don't. I would, but I used to, but not anymore. I really like this too. They have some real nice furniture in this booth. Look at that. And of course, more totally cool art. I really like this guy. He would go with my redhead, who I hate so much and who's been hanging in my house forever. But yeah, again, I need to get rid of art and not get more art. In fact, I've picked up some art recently that I haven't even received yet. So, look at that. Kitty, kitty, kitty. They have nice stuff here. And there are boots. Boots, boots, boots. Got a little bit of everything here. They have some real nice vendors. Oh, that bottle holder is cool, that round one, I like that. Kill a mockingbird. There's one of those crumb tray things. I have a couple of them, but mine are different. Different styles, different, and another tiger. You know, there's too many mirrors in this mall. There are too many mirrors in this mall. So, yeah. We pretty much saw everything now. Most everything. Did we see the very front? Yeah, we came into the very front. But the very front is cases, and I've learned that you cannot really see anything that you film with a case that you film because of the reflection. Lucerne. Oh wow, that's cool. We did stay at a hotel in Lucerne when I was a kid, when we were visiting my grandfather when he still lived. When he was still alive. Oh no, that wasn't Lucerne. Oops, never mind. But I wouldn't have been that hotel anyways. Look at this chair. I love that. That's been sitting here. I don't know what that's doing here. I don't know what the purpose is. I was gonna ask and never did. If it's a display piece, if they're doing something with it or not. It's not priced, so it's not for sale, obviously. Here's another little booth in the back. That's really nice too. So, I'm just getting a sounding like an old broken record. This is nice, this is nice, this is nice, instead of, oh, this is so-and-so, and so-and-so made this in this year, and doing this year, and then they started doing that, and then they picked it up again in that year. And, yeah, I wish I could, but I can't. I do not have the knowledge, because I just go by what I like. I go by pretty. I don't necessarily go by, what you call it, by makers and values. And what I do right now, for myself, I like mid-century. I do have some antique stuff that I used to love and that I'm getting rid of now, because now I'm really focusing on mid-century modern. That ashtray is kind of cool. But of course I have, it's kind of a $16. Yeah, it's kind of Japan. It's very light. The ones I have are all but one are American made, and they're a lot heavier. This looks almost like New Zealand or something. Yeah, you know what I mean. And then there's this ship, but not for $300. I don't have room for it, or I don't have a place for it. And I have so much ship art. In fact, you probably see my, some of you who own my first book probably saw my picture of my redone bathroom. See, my bathroom is all nautical, and I have so many pictures on the wall that I change out every so often. Nautical art. Some of that art that's in my booth right here now came from my bathroom. This is kind of cool. That onyx bowl is pretty, and it's that column. I don't know what to do with what I would do with that column, but I'm sure someone would have room for that in their house. Put some flowers on there or something. So yeah, that's it. I think we've seen everything now. We've gone through most everything. We've looked at a lot of booths. No, it is still a little bit smaller, but they have 2 more phases. They're going to be opening in the near future. This is only phase 1, and it's good to be part of phase 1. So, and yeah, oops, here goes that finger again. Sorry about that. See, I get distracted when I look around, and I'm not paying attention what I'm doing. I did have a holder for my phone, but I can't find it. I lost it. I misplaced it. There's that motorbike that Joel made. He's that very handy hubby who made all these booths too. He makes motorcycles. He's a metal worker. And there's more oil cans. Here are those cases. I love those cases. That photo department, I could totally buy up all those cameras. Of course, I had my own photo collection and sold it all, pretty much all of it, with a couple of exceptions. So there's some more orange stuff. And here again, you can tell with all the reflection, it's really not easy to see what's in here. That's kind of cool. That looks very mid-century modern. But and here's more kitties. These are so cute. I love those kitties. Yep. Love my kitties. But I gotta stop the kitties. I think I need to take my whole kitty collection and display it here too. I may stick some of them in mystery bags. See, I could use this picture, except it's too small. I don't use these small ones. I have some of this stuff. I'm dreaming of the day when I can collect an entire set of these dishes, but then I have dishes. I have so many dishes that I like, and that's a cool picture. And I already change them out so often. It's just, yeah. I'm crazy, I know. I am cray. Let's see what else we got here. See if we can see anything. despite the... I'm just gonna give you an idea. So you can all come down if you're local, and if not, if you happen to be traveling, come on to Arizona. Well, I know, not in the summer. 1401 South McClintock in Tempe, just south of Tempe Marketplace, north of University, and south of that, south of Apache. There we go. And check out the mall. It's a totally cool mall. And with that, I'll leave you at that. Bada bing and bada boom.